guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing the eyeshadow palette tag. This tag was created by Angelica Lyremar, and I've seen a few of my friends do it, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to talk through this tag with you all. If you're interested in seeing what my eyeshadow palette tag looks like, then just keep watching. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Today we're going to be talking about all things eyeshadow. It is the eyeshadow palette tag. Now, I did see it circulating around. I saw my friend Beauty and the Frizz as well as Dr. Ash and her makeup recreate this tag, but this tag was created by Angelica Lyremar, and so I definitely will have her linked in the description box below. I just thought it was really fun to talk about eyeshadow palettes. That's kind of what we do here. And just kind of share with you what my thoughts were and what palettes I would use or that gave me a certain feeling or made me feel a certain type of way. So let's go ahead and start with question number one. Question number one, an eyeshadow palette that represents me in the color story. And, can we just take a second to appreciate what we got going on here? Let me bring you in a little closer. This is, in a color story, something that represents me. You already know that green eyeshadow is my love language. It's what I live for. Like, once I found green eyeshadow, I said, neutrals no more. Like, this is what I love. This is where I feel confident and comfortable, and what I feel is something that totally represents me. Let me show you the palette. Now, the palette that I'm wearing today, and one that I'm currently filming 3 looks for, is the Glam Shop Zelon palette. This palette was a gift by Dr. Ash and her makeup and Beauty and the Frizz for my birthday. And they just know me so well. Like, of course. It is the most beautiful green color story ever. It has some of the best indie sparkles or shimmers in the industry, in my opinion. And it was one that I've used quite a bit, but I just hadn't filmed a video for. So that one's coming up soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. But look at how gorgeous this color story is. We have the perfect green shimmers. We have this really beautiful pop of lime here. I mean, everything in this palette screams me. Some of my favorite shades are this one here, Florena. Look at how beautiful that looks there. And then for the shimmers, I mean, look at these shimmers. This one is incredible, like duh, of course we love it. And then this one here, which is Messex, like check it out. It is everything you've ever wanted. It's everything you need. You don't need anything else. Green eyeshadow. You got green eyeshadow in life? That's a good life. Stick to that. Stick to that. That is me in a color story. Question number 2, a palette that represents me in packaging. And I had to hands down, give it to a brand that kills it with the packaging every single time. And I'm talking about Kaleidos makeup. This totally represents me. I mean, I bought the whole thing because I just had to have this little chest. I thought it was the absolute cutest, but in general, I love all things green. Lime green is one that instantly catches my eye. The animals, the jaguar or the panther that's up there, the butterflies, everything about this represents me. And then if that wasn't enough, we open up where the palette is and can we even? Look at how cool this is. They were so innovative, with the mirror back here that reflects back to you. This is a slide off type of packaging, so you can go up. You can go to the side. You can do anything except pull it off. It comes off with a magnet here. And so it's just how creative, how cool. I love that they didn't skip on the packaging because it's an overall experience. I mean, I talk about this a lot when I talk about luxury makeup. It's an overall experience, and Kaleidos just gets me. I think they get a lot of people, not just me. Yeah, this is me in packaging. Question number 3, an eyeshadow palette that represents spring, and what I chose was Circo Loco by Natasha Denona. It came out around the springtime, mid to late spring, but look at these colors. We've got some really beautiful pops of orange. We've got some pastels on this side, the pinks here. Oh, I'm just loving the whole color story. Probably one of my favorite Natasha Denona palettes. I just thought that she killed it with this palette, but this to me represents spring. Some of my favorites, I know some people were like, on the oranges, but like Canon here is a really good color. This color here, Joker, this berry color is just so beautiful. If we look at the pastels, I love, love, love Fun Tomime. Fun Tomime, look at that. That just tells you, screams spring. I absolutely love, love, love this palette for spring. Question number 4, a palette that represents joy or that makes you happy. And the palette that I chose is Lyremar Cosmetics Reina del Caribe. Let me open this palette so you guys can see what is inside. And it's just a beautiful palette in general. The reason why this was my absolute go-to immediately was because in this palette there's a really beautiful turquoise shimmer shade, and it is this one here. And look at how pretty that is. Okay, so it's a beautiful, beautiful shade. But the name of the shade is actually Celia. It's my mom's name. And so when I saw that, I just died. And then it turns out that it's the most gorgeous turquoise shimmer. So this is a palette that makes me happy. I also really love oranges, so that's really pretty. And then of course this blue right here, like I love blue. After green, blue eyeshadow is my next love language. You know, we can have more than one love language. So yeah, this is a palette that represents joy for me and makes me happy just thinking about it. Question number 5, an eyeshadow palette that represents the dark or grungy side in me. And I have 2 palettes for that. One is arguably one of my favorite indie brands, and I'm talking about Alien Cosmetics. So the first palette that I have, not only is the packaging very dark and grungy and brings you in, mossy, but this color story is amazing and I love it so, so much. The colors in here to me are grungy. I like this dirty, like mustardy orange. I love, love, love this green. In my review of this video, I actually went in with an all black base and then I topped it with that green. It was incredible. So I really, really love, not only the packaging says grunge to me, but so does the color story. And I just love it so, so much. And then the next one that represents dark and grungy in me is Milk Cosmetics Beetlejuice. This is the recently deceased one, so the green and purple color story. But I mean, we know the movie. We know how dark and evil that movie is, but you know, although these look bright and such, like the greens are very grungy, and then when you mix purple and green together, it gives you a very dirty, mossy, greeny color, very grungy. And so this is the palette that I would go with for dark and grungy in me, as well as Alien Cosmetics the Lure palette. These are so, so good, you guys, like both of these. I still regret that I don't have videos up for my Beetlejuice collection because they're some of my favorite palettes. It's kind of older now and I don't think you can really get them, but maybe we'll use it during a makeup and chill so that you guys can see how amazing these palettes are. Question number 6, an eyeshadow palette that represents the girly in me. And so the first one that I want to talk about is Naughty by Huda Beauty. I actually didn't buy this. This was gifted to me by my friend Kara from Beauty and the Frizz. And once I got it, I started playing with it. And you put together the most beautiful, like, pinky mauve looks with this palette. It does have this disgusting shade here that we will not talk about, but everything else in here, like the looks that I put together with this palette, make me feel like it's very girly, very soft, very pinky, plummy, like all the colors that I really gravitate towards on the purple side. But I love, love, love this palette. Some of my favorite shades are this one up here, which is Passion. It has like a little bit of a pink blue duochrome action there, if you can see that. That's such a beautiful, beautiful shade. Another shade that I really, really like is actually this one here, Naughty. It's a matte, but it's so pretty. I mean, it looks brown there, but once you start blending it with some of the lighter shades, it takes on this really beautiful purpley mauve look. So beautiful. The other palette that I think of when it comes to being girly or the girly in me is actually Alien Cosmetics Holiday Palette. This is not available anymore, so I almost didn't talk about it, but I love it so much, you guys. It's so pretty. This was the first one I talked about, but you know, you say, well, what do you mean? There's like shimmers, there's pinks, there's blues, like the blues really girly. Well, I thought about this one first because I put together this really beautiful look, which I will pop here somewhere, where I just did a little bit very, very light blue, and then I went in with those wet looking shimmers that Alien Cosmetics is known for, and then I finished it off with like a red lip, and put the whole look together made me feel so feminine, so beautiful. And I just thought like, wow, like usually I'm like a little bit of a grunge or a little bit of a tomboy, and like I love color like you see today, but this one I felt so beautiful in this look, and so that's why I thought of this palette here. Question number 7, an eyeshadow palette that represents fun. And I'm sorry, from here on out I'm cheating with 2 palettes because I just want to share with you guys and I just couldn't decide which. So the first one that I'm going to choose is It's Belle Cosmetics Break the Rules. It is such a fun all shimmer palette, and it's in the name, like break the rules, have a little fun. Don't let anybody tell you how to do your makeup or that you absolutely must have a matte when you have shimmers like this. Like you can do whatever you want, have some fun, break the rules. This is so fun. The colors in here, the shimmers are so beautiful. We had the founder of It's Belle Cosmetics on our Makeup and Chill, and she's a lot of fun. I mean, overall, I just love, love, love this palette, and I've actually had a lot of great feedback from a lot of you that ordered the palette and are loving it just the same. The next palette that represents fun for me is a Club Nebula from Kaleidos. This is a collaboration with Angelica Nyquist here on YouTube, and like, duh, it's in the name. Club, discoteca, you know, like boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're having some fun, right? So this represents fun for me, but the color story is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. Look at that. The colors are so vibrant, so beautiful. You can still create softer looks, you know, here in this section, but you've got a really fun red, a really fun plum, blue, the greens, the greens, but the shimmers. This palette inspires so much creativity in me because there's so much to do. Like I recently saw this palette come up on Dr. Ash's like if I could only keep 10 palettes, and she was like, I cannot live in a world without my Club Nebula palette. And I kind of agree. Like I love, love, love this palette, and the lime green here, oh my God, is to die for. Look at that lime green. Woo! And then the other one that I absolutely love is this red one, this purple one, and then this blue shimmer here. These are usually the ones that just really call my name. Look at that. That looks like freaking, we going clubbing. We going to the club, honey. Oh yeah. This is a lot of fun. And the last question, question number 9, a palette that represents inspiration for you. I have 2. I'm sorry, it's the last question. I know I cheated, whatevs. So the first one that really does create inspiration or makes me inspired with the color story is America's Parks by Nomad Cosmetics. I really couldn't decide between this one and the Iceland, the Fire and Ice palette. And I have a few other palettes, but this one's so, so pretty. There's so much to do with this color story, guys. I had my video up with 3 looks, and then I started watching other people's videos on the palette, and there's such different looks, and I'm just like in awe. Every time that I see people create these looks, I'm like, oh, I never even thought of that. I never even thought of that. It's just so, so pretty. Nomad Cosmetics is a company that is just kind of like an old faithful. Like you always are going to get great quality. You're going to get a great color story, and you, yeah, you can depend on what you're going to get from them, knowing that it's going to be fun, inclusive, and that you're going to have a lot of great looks that will come from it. And the very last one, don't act crazy, guys. Don't act crazy. You knew that I was not going to leave Mama Pat out of this situation here. This is another one that inspires creativity or inspiration within me. I have my video with swatches and 2 looks on this palette, and it's like I can't get enough. It actually is my newest mothership, and I'm talking about Mothership 6 Midnight Sun. Oh my goodness, guys. There is so much that you can do with this palette. People thought that it was the green that I was drawn to, but it was actually this purple here, which is just incredible. But the green, the special shades, like everything about this palette is just so wonderful. You can do a very beautiful like pumpkin spice latte look. You can do a green look. You can do purples with golds. There's so much to do. And in general, you're always going to have a great experience with the Mothership palettes, but this one above all inspires me in such a way that I had to include it, and we were gonna close the show out with Mama Pat because that's just how it goes on my channel. So there you go, guys. That is my eyeshadow palette tag. I would love it if you guys played along and put your favorite palettes for all the questions in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it caught you off guard with some of my choices, but I just had so much fun recreating this. Please don't forget to like the video if you liked what you saw. Go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and don't forget, when you subscribe, hit notification bell to all so that you can see my 3 looks, 1 palette coming up with this palette here, which is me in a color story. Anyways, love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!